Hello everyone, Felipe here again. Again here with Daniel. We're going to continue with the side control attacks and transitions. Okay, so let's start already. Nice to see you everyone. Moving the head sideways, up and down. Circling the head, both sides. On. Circling the other one as well, back and forth, both directions, people. And moving the hips. Okay. Dropping on the floor. Same exercise as we did on the previous class. Okay, people. So bridging, sometimes inside. Okay. And hip escape everyone. Sometimes inside as well. Going to the turtle position. And here make sure that when I do my back step, that I don't touch my hip on the floor. To one side. And the other side. Did this exercise before. The other one that we're doing is just, I'm gonna show sideways so you guys can see. I'm gonna be on the turtle. I lift my right elbow and my right knee, just pushing my left leg through, sliding the hip, keep your weight on your elbow, hip all the way down. Imagine that my opponent's here under my ribs and I'm putting my pressure here. I'm gonna go back, do the same to the other side, just pushing my hip through, okay, coming back. So here, once to my right, then back, the same to the left. Okay, people, sliding the leg so you don't lose the pressure. Sometimes inside as well, and back and forth, over the shoulder, all the way to the back, and to the front again, drop the hip, and forward again. Whatever suits you best. Pay attention to go over the shoulder, never over the head. 5 times inside, back and forth. Let's go to the partner drills. Smooth. Alright everyone, so as we worked yesterday already with the side control, I'm gonna be here already on my partner's side. Pay attention everyone. Here I'm gonna be aligned with her shoulder. Okay, so very important. Getting the cross face with my shoulder on here, her face. One thing that I didn't say yesterday and I want to talk about a bit is your toes. Okay, people, this makes a difference, right? So when you're on your opponent's side, pay attention, always align to your partner's shoulder. When you're on your partner's side and you want to increase the pressure here with the shoulder, if you stay with your foot like this, you're putting pressure, but not so much, okay? And when you add your toes on the floor, this increases the pressure a lot. So you can see here through Dania's face, okay? So this is my foot flat on the floor like this, not active. I'm still able to pin Dania down, but at the moment that I add my toes to it, okay, this pressure increases a lot and you're gonna have easier time controlling your part. Okay, so this makes a bit of a difference here. All right, so coming back here to the side. So again, people, it's just retaining the side control when I'm on my partner's side. Dani is trying to hip escape and she places the knee, the shin in front of my hip. I let go of the head because it's no longer doing anything for me. I just keep the control here under her armpit. I bring my hand over the knee, making some space with the hip, pushing her legs to the side, and establishing the side control here with the cross face again. And we're just gonna be playing like this. Dani gets to place her knee in before she's able to push me all the way to the back. Hand on the knee, hip up, pushing away, establishing my position. Okay? We're doing this for 1.5 minutes on one side, and then we switch, and we do the same on the other side. So I'm establishing the side control. Dania tries to escape, so she hip escapes and places the knee. I let go of her head, my hand on the knee, hip a bit up, push the leg out of the way, establish my position again with the cross face, and we keep working. She hip escapes. Okay, I push it away and back. Okay, so we saw this yesterday. There's more details there. If you haven't fully understood this position, just check it out. 1.5 minutes on one side, 1.5 minutes on the other side, and then you switch horse on the bottom, get on top. Let's move forward, everyone. All right, people, as we did yesterday as well, just moving back and forth here towards mount and side control. So I'm gonna be here with Danya, all right? I'm gonna have my position, cross face, and here smashing her face, my knees connected to the body, toes on the floor. I just wanna move towards the mount without letting her trap my leg. So first the knee on the belly, I slide my knee all the way to the mat. And here people, without touching her leg, so I'm gonna slide my foot in front of her leg, establishing the mount. Now I wanna go back to the side control. Very important that I set my grips first, okay? Otherwise she can free herself during my transition. And I don't wanna lose any space, okay? So I'm going to switch the hand that I'm controlling the head. I'm gonna control the armpit on the other side to make sure that when I move my hip towards her left, I'm gonna keep the control of the shoulder. So first, I'm gonna bring my foot, then I'm gonna bring my knees, and I'm back on the side control, establishing my position. Okay, so you saw this yesterday as well, just moving back and forth. I'm here with the side control, with the cross face, knee on her belly, I slide the knee to the floor, open my foot without letting her trap it. I switch my grips, grab the head, grab the arm on the opposite side, keep the pressure, first the foot, then the knee, and I'm back on the side control, just moving back and forth. We don't have to be fast, we have the control, okay? I just wanna make sure that I do it tight, step by step, so my opponent doesn't get any gaps to get out. Okay, let's move to the positions, everyone. Okay, well, we're gonna continue with the sequence that we saw yesterday, okay? Today I'm gonna show just one position because I wanna answer a question that I got from the issue, so check it out, but first we're gonna work with the side control. So, I just wanna show again this situation where I shift my weight, okay? Just so you can understand. So, what we did yesterday were a situation where we are here in the side control. I want to attack this arm that Danya has placed under my neck here, and what I'm going to do is I shift my weight because I need this arm to attack her arm, okay? So I don't want to simply let go of the head and try to attack because I created a lot of space and then I can start using this. So what I'm doing here, everyone, before I let go of the head is here, I'm going to extend this leg that is close to the shoulder all the way down and placing my hip on the floor, okay? Now I'm no longer heavy on her head, but on her chest, okay? And now I'm okay to use my arm to attack, okay? So let's turn a little bit to this so you can see. Okay, so I'm gonna have my hip all the way down, my chest heavy on her chest, and now I'm attacking this arm. A lot of the times when I start going for the Americana that we saw yesterday with the wrist under her wrist, I'm gonna see Danya extending her arm and bringing her hand towards the hip so she can hide and defend the Americana. Okay, so what I'm going to do when this happens, I'm gonna switch to Kimura, very simple one. Alright, so I started going for the Americana that we saw yesterday. She extends the arm. Before she brings the hand towards her hip, I'm gonna trap her wrist right here. Okay, I'm gonna keep this control here close. Alright, and pretty similar to what we done yesterday, people, I'm gonna bring my arm under her wrist and I'm gonna grab my own wrist and I'm gonna have this control. The problem with me right here, people, is that if I wanna get the Kimura, I need some space, okay? I need to be able to bring her hand behind her head. And as long as I'm here, this is not gonna happen. So I'm gonna keep the grip and I'm gonna turn my hip to the same direction where I have the grip. So if I'm controlling her wrist with my right hand, I'm gonna turn my hip to the right. I'm gonna be facing her here. And what I'm going to do is this leg that I have on top, boom, I'm gonna bring here next to her head. And now, people, what I want to do is I want to start dropping my shoulder down and bringing her head towards my foot so I can get the Kimura. Okay? So I just want to shift my body a little bit so I can get the attack. Okay? So one more time. I pass Tanya's guard, I have my control, I want to attack this arm right here. So first, I extend my leg, drop my hip, and now I'm okay to let her go of her head to attack the arm. As I start going for the Americana that we saw yesterday, Danya extends the arm. As she's trying to bring the hand to the hip, I trap her wrist. Okay, she can no longer move the arm. I'm gonna bring my arm under her arm and control my own wrist, and I'm gonna keep this control here tight. Right? Now what I want to do is just create some space so I can bring her hand all the way to the back. So I'm gonna turn my body towards her hip. I'm gonna bring my knee towards her shoulder. I'm gonna show to the other side so you can see. Stepping here next to her head. And here, people, I just wanna bring her hand towards her head. I'm not gonna be able to do that, of course, otherwise I'm gonna break her arm. But the idea is that I'm gonna turn my partner's hand all the way behind her head. So let's do that to the sideways so you can see. So I'm here. I want to attack Danya's arm. So I'm gonna extend the leg, drop the hip. I'm gonna go for the Americana. Danya defense. Boom. I'm gonna control her wrist right here. So I'm gonna go under her arm and trap my own wrist. Here, people, I'm gonna shift my weight towards the hip, okay? There's not a problem that she can bring her head up. I still have her shoulder trapped. So this leg that is up, I'm gonna bring next to the head, and here, people, just bringing her head behind her head, and then I have the submission, okay? Okay. And a faster transition. I'm gonna go for the Americana. She defends. I get the Kimura, turn, and I finish. Okay? First of all, people, you can always switch doing this, alright, guys? But pay attention that you do step by step before you can do it fast. And try to connect with yesterday's position because this is gonna help you a lot. Okay? Let's answer the question. Okay, everyone, so before we start with the training, just want to answer this question from a person called John Peterbach who said this question in the commentary of the video that we talked about the knee shield. First of all, thanks for the question. Okay, so the position in question was when Danya has a knee shield, she has this position, I cannot pass a guard, so I went here with the toe hold. As she defended, I was able to pass a guard, okay, to break the knee shield. So, he was asking, why don't I go to the saddle or honey hole or inside senkaku? It's the same thing, whatever you want to call, from this position and attack the heel hook. And the answer is that as long as her knees are in front of me, I'm going to be a little bit bold and say that this cannot be done. Okay, because normally if I want to go for the inside senkaku here, I need to, for example, let's say that if she has a half guard, I would back step, I would get the control, and I would end up in this position here. And this is what we call the honey hole or the inside senkaku. And I would be able to either attack the heel hook, or the ankle lock, or the knee bar. All right, this is a great position, but as long as her knees, as I haven't crossed the knee line, this is going to be very difficult to get, okay? So it is. I could, for example, pummel her leg, but then it's no longer an issue, okay? So I don't know if you have any videos showing how we can do this from here. Please send me, but to be very honest, I don't think it can be done. If you want to attack the heel hook from here, my suggestion is for you to post the hand on the floor, and this foot that is free, I'm gonna hook her knee. Okay, and from here, I'm just going to drop, bring my leg over, and now I have the heel hook situation, all right? This is not bad at all, this is fine. The only issue with this is that since we're talking with guard passing, I don't think we can connect this with any guard passing, it's not gonna be helpful. With the toe hold, I was either getting the submission or the clear way to get the pass. If I'm here, I can go for the heel hook, but if I lose the heel hook, I'm in a bottom position and my opponent's ending up on top probably. So just important to keep this in mind. Okay, so to answer your question, you can go for the heel hook, but you cannot go for the honey hole here, as far as I'm concerned. Again, if you have any other person saying otherwise, please send me the videos. I will be glad to check it out. Okay, hope I have helped. Hope this is useful to you. Okay, well, going back to the side control situation, just like we did yesterday, starting from side control. If I'm here, people attacking the way you want, very important is not to lose your top position. So it doesn't matter, let's say that I'm here, then it starts to hip skate. Boom, and I switch to the embed, and I keep attacking her here. Okay, she starts pushing, and I can go to the mount, and then I can maybe submit with an armbar. I can do all of this. It doesn't matter how I'm gonna get the submission. What is important is that I don't lose control, okay? So I can do any transitions I want, provided that I keep my top position and in a good way for me to attack. Okay, on the other hand, I'm gonna have my opponent defending, okay, try not to get submitted, and then it's going to be looking forward to get two situations. Either, for example, during the transition, let's say that was sloppy, tried to mount, and she trapped me here in half guard. Well, now that she has half guard, I lost, okay? She put me back in the guard, so we start over. Or let's say that, for example, I went to the mount, and then he trapped my arm, and ended up on top. I lost my top position, then is on top, so we go back to the first one and keep working. Okay? So one of you on top, trying to, most important thing, keep the position and getting a submission. The person on the bottom, defending, trying to get the guard or end up on top. Okay? 3 minutes and then you guys switch. See you tomorrow.